It's time for Triple Play. 3 stocks that we're watching in the final 30 minutes of trading: Macy's, WWE, and KB Homes. Kicking it off with Macy's, a big jump today in shares. It's a top trending ticker on Yahoo Financial, and gains of just about 7%. JPMorgan out with a buy call on the retailer, outperformed there following recent meetings with executives. Now, analyst Matthew Boss coming away from the talks confident about Macy's future despite macro weakness, saying that it's focused on private labels, also luxury brands, as well as plans to open smaller stores outside of malls. He thinks that that's going to help the company drive sales. Now, just last week, Macy's CEO Jeff Gennette surprised many on the street with plans to retire next year. Now, he has led the company's turnaround efforts ever since taking over the helm, I should say, in 2017. At that time, there was lots of questions about whether or not Macy's was even going to survive. Top performer today, in the red, though, since the start of the year. Macy's without Gennette, that's a whole nother issue here. But in terms of what JPMorgan sees in the near term, lots of reason to be excited there. And a lot of the outperformance from Macy's brands, at least most recently, coming from luxury.
I mean, 2 exciting things there, Shauna. One is just the clear confidence in the full year 2023 when you talk about the top and bottom line from a big retailer like Macy's. Just to hear that, I think, is good when we think overall about the consumer, right? And then on what you were talking about with the luxury goods, you think about the next CEO that's slotted to come in here, Tony Spring, and what he's been able to do with Bloomingdale's and what Bloomingdale's and Bluemercury have been able to do for Macy's. I think investors are excited to see that story continue to play out. You think about even just this last quarter, Dave, you had Macy's comparable sales down 3.9% overall, but Bloomingdale's up 1.2% year over year, and Bluemercury up 7.2% year over year. That was from the last quarter. But just to see that outperformance from the private label brands and bringing in someone that's led the private label brands, I think is what is exciting investors here.
I think I was a little bit surprised initially by Spring as the appointment. I don't know him, but someone who has been there since 1987, hired as executive trainee, strikes me as a company that needs a whole fresh new take from outside this space, someone with a whole new digital perspective. I was a bit surprised to prove someone just from the system, a legacy guy. I think they need a complete makeover there at Macy's and Bloomingdale's. And therefore,
the Bloomingdale's loyalty program has done well, though.
It has.
I think that's about where 70% of their sales comes from. So just loyalty, then you think about building it digitally. I don't know the digital numbers off the top of my head, but I do know the loyalty program itself has done very well. And I think maybe that's part of what they're trying to build off of.
But the key being Bluemercury. Build around Bluemercury. If you're going to focus on one of their assets, that has to be it.